We started already 2016, setting up the purpose that we wanted to be the one in our industry to really drive the shift towards CO2-free transport. And that, of course, starts with the vehicle. You know, more than 90% of the CO2 footprint is coming, obviously, from the emission using diesel fuels. And this year, we have inaugurated our new battery factory. We have a complete lineup of battery electric vehicle. And what is then interesting, as all emissions disappear, we have then to turn our attention to the supply chain, because 4, 5, 6 tons of steel on a vehicle, 4 or 5 tons of batteries, obviously in the production process of this material, there is a quite severe CO2 footprint. So that's why we decide today to go live and say, hey, this has to stop. By 2030, we want to have also a clean or CO2-free supply chain.
Christian, your company has the benefit of being part of one of the largest automotive groups on the planet as well. How much, I suppose a really obvious question, how much of this is a Scania initiative and how much of it is part of a broader Volkswagen initiative?
I'd say this is, well, obviously Volkswagen are doing lots of good things in these areas. They are very early up with battery electric cars. We started actually way before that, and the heavy commercial vehicle sector is actually polluting more or emitting more CO2 than the car industry. So we were very early out, and of course we do technology exchange, but this is really on our initiative. And we're very, very proud, and we have worked with our main suppliers. For instance, we announced a couple of weeks ago that our steel supply with SSAB and H2 Green Steel is now put into contracts, and we realized that our supply chain partners, they want to work with us on this. They want us to be firm on where we need to be together, starting in 2026, but with a target 2030. And then we, of course, work with Volkswagen and hope that they join in and come along with us, as the rest of the companies in the Traton group, where we have our brothers and sisters in the commercial vehicle sector.
Christian, how is the push to go green being thwarted by inflation? Because we know that a lot of products in the supply chain have seen escalating costs lately. So how is that process unfolding now as we look to close out 2023?
Yeah, there has been, of course, tremendous swings, both up with inflation, but also down with lower demands. And that's a bit a normal situation, actually, in our industry, that if you take steel prices, they vary tremendously, and we have to cope with this. Now, with this move, many would think that, okay, then your vehicles will be substantially more expensive, but that's not the way we see it. Maybe we have to add on a little bit of cost in the beginning, but I think it's much more important to see this as a way to de-risk our supply chain. In 2030, we have to understand that there will be emission trading systems. There will be actually a surplus of polluting. So for us, it's really important to safeguard now that we have availability of CO2-free or as close to CO2-free products as you can get, and then we think at that time it will actually be cheaper.